Public speaking is a class that most students dread. We all go to parties and put ourselves in these new situations and talk to strangers every single day. But the idea of speaking to a large group of people scares us. This semester taught me that there's nothing to be afraid of at all. Today, you'll learn that public speaking isn't as scary as you think it is. One of the first things you need to know is that in your introduction, you need to introduce yourself in a speech. But you don't just want to say, "My name's Abby Wasserslavin." You want to work it into your speech. So you want to say, "Hi, my name's Abby Wasserslavin, and today you'll learn that public speaking isn't something that's going to scare you." Now, when you're giving your speech, there's a few things that you need to remember. One of the first is you want a blank wall behind you, a blank canvas. You don't want your audience to be distracted by your background. So use a blank wall, throw a sheet up behind you, anything to keep them focused on you and not what's behind you. You also want to make sure that you wear a professional outfit. Now, I know you're in the comfort of your home in this class and you don't want to put on a nice button down, but put on a fancy tank top. And if they can't see your bottoms, you can wear sweats. Huge hint. Now, your outline. Your outline of your speech is your biggest aid, but it can also be a huge disadvantage. You don't want to sit there and read from your outline like this. You want to use your outline to remind you when you forget. You don't want to sit there and stare at it the whole time. I can't emphasize this enough. You want to practice your speech. Practice it every day up until your speech. Practice it multiple times a day. I don't practice it sitting down on your bed. Practice it in the exact spot you're going to give it, with your visual aids behind you or in front of you, with your outline right there. The more you practice it the way you're going to give it, the better it'll turn out in the end, because you'll be used to giving the speech, not just used to giving the words. Now, you're most likely going to make mistakes throughout it. No one's perfect. You're not going to remember the exact word you want to use, or you're going to stumble on something. That's okay. Don't dwell on it. Don't get nervous about it. Just pull through and move on. Your audience doesn't know the exact words that you're going to say. So if you don't dwell on what's happened, you just move forward, they'll never know the difference. My last tip is speak with confidence. You want to command the audience to pay attention to you. And if you don't have that confidence right away, fake it until you make it. If you start your speech out with fake confidence, but you're going to end it with real confidence, because you're going to know what you're talking about at the end of the day. Now, I know I've given you a lot of tips and tricks, and chances are you're not going to remember all of them. But if you remember something, remember that public speaking isn't as daunting as it sounds. Remember that you're given the tools in this class to succeed. Watch the tutorials, read the handouts, use your classmates and your professor to help you. If you put in the time and the work and the effort, this class isn't as hard as it seems, and you can succeed just like I've succeeded. And suddenly public speaking doesn't seem as hard as it once did.